everybody, welcome back to the range. Doing more ammo testing with 22 mag. So today I've got some Winchester ammunition. I've got the Dynapoints and then the Varmint HV. Now the Varmint HV is a 30 grain polymer tip VMAX. It's moving at 2,250 feet per second, which is pretty fast. The Hornady VMAX is grouped exceptionally out of all the rifles that we fired. The Dynapoints, I've actually shot some of these, and those of you that follow my Facebook page, not a fan. So far in all this testing, I've found that unless you reach 1,800 feet per second, the accuracy just isn't there. These are a 45 grain, so they're heavier, and they're only traveling 1,550 feet per second. So we'll get it on camera. We'll see what happens. Same two guns as the last video, the Marlin and the CZ. Got my 2-inch target circles out there. We're at 25 yards. Temperature's a little bit different in this video. It's upper 40s, whereas the last videos were upper 80s. Also, we have a crosswind blowing this time. Everything else is the same though. So let's get started. Okay, we're loaded up with the Winchester Varmint HVs out of the CZ. All right, now let's get loaded up with the Dynapoints. Okay, so Winchester Dynapoints, 45 grain, copper plated hollow point out of the CZ. All right, let's switch to the Marlin. All right, we are all loaded up. The Winchester Dynapoints, out of the Marlin. All right, now let's get loaded up with the Varmint HVs. All right, all loaded up with the Winchester Varmint HVs, 30 grain polymer VMAX. Okay, now let's check out the results. Okay, so here's the results for the Winchesters. We're going to start up here with the Dynapoints. So our vertical is 0.875. This is out of the CZ. Our horizontal is right at 5/8. For some reason I can't do math today. 0.625. Okay. So it's actually not bad out of the CZ. Check this out. 5 holes touching out of the Varmint HVs. So the vertical hits right at 1/4 of an inch. So 0.25, and the horizontal it's just a 1/64 of an inch over 1/4. That's awesome. Now, Dynapoint's out of the Marlin. .625 horizontal. Just wind up. Is exactly 1 inch. Now vertical. Out of, for the Varmint HVs, 1 inch. Horizontal's a lot better than the 1 inch. It's right at a 1/2 inch. Okay, so going over the Winchester data, the Varmint HVs with ballistic tips did produce a much better grouping. Out of the CZ, they were a 1/4 inch at 25 yards, which is phenomenal. Everything touching. Issues though, I did have 2 failure to fires. Had good primer strikes out of the CZ. Reloaded them and they did go bang the second time. And out of the Marlin, I actually had a failure to feed. So while they grouped well, these were actually the least reliable of all of the ammunition that I've tested so far. So while the grouping is good, if we're actually going to put meat on the table, if we're going to rely on those shots to take game, I'm not going to do, 3 out of 10, 30% of the shots failed for one reason or another. So, I mean, sometimes that's the difference between taking home a squirrel or a rabbit or whatever and not taking it home. So I couldn't get behind that, especially for the price point of them. The Dynapoints, however, on this test actually were better than any of the other times that I shot. Still not great. Out of the CZ, they were still under 1 inch, which is really good. That's my standard for anywhere from 0 to 100 yards. If you can get anything under 1 inch, that's a great grouping. And they did do that out of the CZ. Out of the Marlin, they were right at 1 inch on the horizontal, which still falls, 1 inch below. That still falls decent. But the groupings were not as good as some of the other ammo that I've been testing, for those of you guys that have been watching. All in all, don't really care for either, but I mean, I'm not the one shooting them for you. You guys are. And this is just my test out of my guns. So thanks for watching. As always, like, subscribe, get all your brothers, uncles, cousins, roommates, and dogs to like and subscribe. Leave any comments below, and we'll see you next time. Thanks.
Like bushy tail down, son. Or squirrely mites. That's what it ought to be.